Over 60% of new cars sold in Canada could be required to be electric within the next few years. That's not a prediction. It's part of a government mandate already in motion. Now here's the shocking part. Many drivers have no idea how fast this shift is coming. What happens if the car you're planning to buy suddenly becomes harder to find, more expensive, or even phased out entirely? Canada's 2026 vehicle regulations are set to dramatically reshape what dealerships can sell. Fewer gas models, more electric inventory, higher pressure on manufacturers. And while the goal is reducing emissions, the ripple effects could hit your wallet, your insurance, your road trips, even your daily commute. So the real question is, are you prepared for what's coming? Because in this video, we're breaking down 10 reasons millions of drivers could be caught completely off guard, and what you can do right now to stay ahead. Number 1. The EV sales mandate. In 2026, Canada will require a significant percentage of all new vehicles sold to be zero-emission vehicles. This isn't just encouragement or a gentle push toward electric cars. It's a binding sales target for automakers. That means dealerships across the country will be expected to sell more electric vehicles and fewer traditional gasoline-powered models. On paper, the goal is clear: reduce emissions and fight climate change. But for everyday drivers, this could quietly reshape what options are available when it's time to buy your next car. What many people don't realize is how quickly this shift can change the marketplace. When manufacturers are pressured to meet strict EV quotas, they naturally reduce production of gas vehicles. Fewer gas cars being built means limited inventory, longer wait times, and potentially higher prices for the models that remain. If you've been planning to wait a few more years before considering electric, you may walk into a dealership in 2026 and find far fewer choices than you expected. The transition won't feel gradual, it may feel sudden. Even more important, this mandate affects more than just what you drive. It influences resale value, financing rates, and even how manufacturers prioritize new technology. If you're thinking about upgrading your vehicle within the next 3 to 5 years, now is the time to start researching incentives, charging access in your area, and total ownership costs. Being proactive today could save you stress and money tomorrow. If this caught you off guard, tell us. Are you ready to switch to electric, or are you holding on to gas as long as possible? We put serious effort into breaking this down for you. So subscribe, it's just one click, and let us know your thoughts below. Number 2. Rising gas vehicle costs. Beyond a shift toward electric vehicles, one of the biggest surprises for drivers may be the rising cost of owning a gasoline car. As Canada tightens emissions standards and carbon pricing policies, producing and operating gas-powered vehicles becomes more expensive. Automakers facing stricter environmental rules often pass compliance costs on to consumers. At the same time, fuel prices remain vulnerable to carbon taxes and global supply pressures. The result is subtle at first: a few extra dollars at the pump, a slightly higher sticker price, but over time, those increases compound into something much heavier on your budget. At the dealership level, this financial pressure can become even more noticeable. When manufacturers prioritize electric production to meet government sales targets, gasoline models may no longer benefit from the same economies of scale. That can mean fewer discounts, limited trim options, and reduced promotional incentives. Insurance companies are also recalculating risk models as driving technology evolves, which can influence premiums for traditional vehicles. If supply shrinks while demand remains steady, basic economics suggest prices won't stay low for long. For drivers who plan to keep their gas vehicles for years, maintenance and parts availability could eventually become more expensive as well. Fewer new gas cars being built may reduce part production in the long run. This doesn't mean gasoline vehicles will disappear overnight, but it does mean ownership costs could slowly climb in ways many people aren't budgeting for. Reviewing long-term fuel expenses, comparing total ownership costs, and planning ahead can help you avoid being financially blindsided. Do you think gas vehicles will become too expensive to justify, or will demand keep them alive? If this breakdown helped you see the bigger picture, subscribe with one click and share your thoughts below. We truly value your input. Number 3. Charging infrastructure gaps. While electric vehicles are being pushed forward aggressively, the charging infrastructure across Canada is still uneven and, in some areas, surprisingly limited. Major cities are seeing rapid growth in public charging stations, but rural towns and long highway stretches often lag behind. This creates a gap between policy goals and everyday reality. Imagine planning a winter road trip only to realize the next fast charger is over 150 kilometers away. For drivers used to the convenience of 5-minute gas stops, this adjustment can feel stressful and unfamiliar. Across colder provinces, another layer of complexity appears. Batteries naturally lose efficiency in freezing temperatures, which can reduce driving range by a noticeable margin. That means a vehicle rated for 400 kilometers in mild weather may deliver significantly less during harsh winter conditions. Combine that with limited fast charging options in remote areas, and range anxiety becomes more than just a buzzword. It becomes a real logistical concern for families, commuters, and long-distance drivers alike. Preparation, however, can dramatically reduce this stress. Installing a reliable home charging system, researching charging maps before long trips, and keeping a comfortable range buffer during winter months are practical steps that make EV ownership smoother. Drivers should also explore workplace charging availability and provincial infrastructure expansion plans. The transition to electric mobility is happening quickly, but infrastructure development takes time. Staying informed and planning ahead ensures you are not caught off guard when convenience suddenly becomes a key factor in your daily routine. Would limited charging access stop you from switching to electric, or do you think infrastructure will catch up in time? If this helped clarify the reality, subscribe with one click and share your experience in the comments. Your voice truly matters to us. Number 4. Insurance shock. Another major factor many drivers are not thinking about is the potential insurance impact of this transition. Electric vehicles are packed with advanced sensors, cameras, and expensive battery systems. While these technologies improve safety and efficiency, they also increase repair costs. A minor collision that might have required a simple bumper replacement on a gas car can involve recalibrating sensors or inspecting battery components in an EV. Insurance companies calculate premiums based on repair complexity, and in many cases, EV repairs are simply more expensive. At the same time, insurers are adjusting their risk models as vehicle technology evolves. Battery replacement costs, specialized labor requirements, and limited certified repair shops all play a role in pricing. If there are fewer qualified technicians available, repair timelines may stretch longer, which increases rental coverage costs for insurers. Those expenses often get reflected in your premium. Even drivers who stick with gasoline vehicles could see rate shifts as the entire insurance market adapts to a changing fleet mix. Being proactive can make a significant difference. Before purchasing your next vehicle, request insurance quotes for multiple models and compare coverage details carefully. Ask about battery warranties, accident forgiveness options, and whether your provider offers EV-specific policies. Shopping around annually rather than auto-renewing can also save substantial money over time. The transition to electric is not just about fuel savings. It is about understanding the full financial picture so there are no unpleasant surprises later. Do you think insurance costs will rise or fall as more EVs hit the road? If this insight opened your eyes, subscribe with one click and drop your thoughts below. We put real effort into bringing you these deep dives. Number 5. Repair bottlenecks. One overlooked consequence of the 2026 shift is the growing shortage of qualified EV technicians. Electric vehicles are not maintained the same way as traditional gasoline cars. They require specialized training, high-voltage safety certification, and advanced diagnostic tools. Right now, the number of certified EV mechanics in many parts of Canada is still limited. As more drivers transition to electric, demand for skilled repairs could outpace supply, leading to longer wait times and unexpected service delays. At the dealership level, service departments are already preparing for this surge. However, training technicians takes time, and upgrading repair facilities requires significant investment. In some regions, especially outside major cities, drivers may have to travel farther just to find a certified repair center. Imagine dealing with a vehicle issue and waiting weeks for an available appointment because the nearest qualified technician is fully booked. For families who rely on one vehicle for daily commuting, that kind of delay can be more than inconvenient. It can disrupt routines entirely. Planning ahead can prevent much of this frustration. Before purchasing an EV, research certified service centers within reasonable distance of your home. Ask dealerships about technician availability and estimated service turnaround times. Consider extended warranties that cover battery systems and electronic components. Understanding your local repair ecosystem today can save you from stress tomorrow. The shift to electric mobility is not only about buying a new type of car, it is about ensuring the support system behind that car is ready as well. Would longer repair wait times make you hesitate about switching to electric? If this gave you a new perspective, subscribe with one click and share your thoughts below. Your engagement keeps this channel going strong. Number 6. Resale value uncertainty. One of the biggest financial questions surrounding Canada's 2026 shift is what happens to resale value. When policies push the market rapidly toward electric vehicles, traditional gasoline cars may begin to depreciate faster than expected. If demand gradually shifts toward EVs, buyers in the used market might start favoring electric models, leaving gas vehicles with lower trade-in offers. For drivers who typically sell or trade their car every few years, this could mean losing thousands more than anticipated. At the same time, electric vehicles carry their own uncertainty. Battery technology is evolving quickly, and newer models often promise longer range and faster charging. That rapid innovation can make older EV models feel outdated sooner than expected. Buyers may worry about battery health, replacement costs, or outdated software systems. As a result, resale values for certain early-generation EVs could fluctuate. This creates a market where both gas and electric vehicles face different types of depreciation pressure, making timing more important than ever. Smart planning can reduce this financial risk. If you prefer stability, leasing instead of buying may protect you from long-term depreciation swings. If you plan to purchase, research historical resale trends and battery warranty coverage before committing. Keeping detailed maintenance records and protecting battery health can also improve resale value down the line. The key is understanding that 2026 is not just a regulatory milestone. It could be a turning point for the entire used car market. Do you think gas cars will lose value faster? Or will EVs face bigger resale challenges? If this made you rethink your next purchase, subscribe with one click and share your view below. Your comments truly shape our future videos. Number 7. Winter range reality. For a country known for brutal winters, one of the most underestimated factors in this transition is cold weather performance. Electric vehicle batteries rely on chemical reactions to generate power, and those reactions naturally slow down in freezing temperatures. That means when the temperature drops well below zero, driving range can shrink noticeably. A vehicle rated for 400 kilometers in ideal conditions may deliver far less during a harsh January morning. For drivers who already push their fuel tanks close to empty, this adjustment could feel unsettling. In colder provinces, heating systems also draw energy directly from the battery, unlike traditional gas cars that use engine heat. Running cabin heat, defrosting windows, and warming seats all consume valuable range. On top of that, icy roads and winter tires can slightly reduce efficiency even further. Picture commuting during a snowstorm, watching your battery percentage fall faster than expected. Without preparation, that experience can create real anxiety, especially in areas with limited fast charging stations. Fortunately, awareness changes everything. Preconditioning your vehicle while it's plugged in, parking in a garage when possible, and maintaining a healthy range buffer during winter months can significantly reduce stress. Planning charging stops carefully and avoiding last-minute low battery situations becomes essential in cold climates. The transition to electric driving in Canada isn't impossible during winter, it just requires smarter habits. Understanding this reality ahead of time ensures that seasonal changes don't catch you off guard. Do you think EVs can truly handle Canadian winters, or would range loss worry you? If this opened your eyes, subscribe with one click and tell us how cold it gets where you live. We read every comment. Number 8. Condo charging conflicts. For millions of Canadians living in condos and apartment buildings, the transition to electric vehicles presents a unique and often overlooked challenge. Where do you charge? Unlike homeowners who can install a charger in their garage, condo residents must navigate building rules, shared electrical systems, and board approvals. As EV adoption accelerates in 2026, more residents may request charging installations at the same time, potentially overwhelming building infrastructure that was never designed for high-capacity vehicle charging. In many multi-unit buildings, electrical panels may need costly upgrades to support multiple charging stations. Who pays for those upgrades? The individual owner, the condo association, or all residents collectively? These questions can spark disputes and delays. Some buildings may limit the number of chargers allowed, creating waiting lists. Imagine finally purchasing an electric vehicle, only to discover your building cannot approve installation for months. Without reliable overnight charging, daily convenience quickly disappears. Taking early action can make all the difference. If you live in a condo or apartment, start conversations with your building management now. Ask about future infrastructure plans, electrical capacity, and potential shared charging solutions. Research provincial incentives that may help offset installation costs. Some drivers may even factor charging access into future housing decisions. The shift to electric mobility does not only affect what you drive, it may influence where and how you live. If you live in a condo, would charging access hold you back from switching to electric? Subscribe with one click and share your situation below. Your input helps us create content that truly matters. Number 9. Data and privacy risks. Hidden beneath the excitement of new electric vehicles is a growing concern many drivers rarely think about: data collection. Modern EVs are essentially computers on wheels. They track driving habits, location data, charging patterns, speed, braking behavior, and even in-car preferences. This information helps improve performance and safety, but also raises serious privacy questions. As Canada accelerates its EV transition, more drivers may unknowingly share large amounts of personal driving data with manufacturers and third parties. In addition, insurance companies are increasingly offering telematics programs that monitor how you drive. While safe drivers may receive discounts, the trade-off is constant tracking. Sudden braking, nighttime driving, or frequent short trips could influence premiums. Many drivers click accept on data sharing agreements without fully understanding what they're consenting to. Over time, this shift could redefine how insurance pricing works and how much privacy drivers are willing to sacrifice for savings. Staying informed is your best protection. Before purchasing a new vehicle, review privacy policies carefully and explore data sharing settings in the infotainment system. Ask your insurer exactly what information is collected and how it's used. Some programs allow you to opt out without penalty, while others may tie discounts directly to monitoring. The 2026 transition is not just about cleaner transportation. It may quietly transform the relationship between drivers and their personal data. Would you trade some privacy for lower insurance rates? Or does constant tracking concern you? If this made you think differently, subscribe with one click and tell us where you stand. Your perspective fuels this channel. Number 10. Policy changes could accelerate. Finally, one of the most unpredictable factors is how quickly government policy itself can evolve. While 2026 already sounds close, regulations do not always stay fixed once introduced. Climate targets, political leadership shifts, and international pressure can all influence transportation laws. If emissions goals are not being met fast enough, stricter measures could be introduced sooner than expected. For drivers assuming they have plenty of time to adjust, that assumption could prove costly. History shows that once large-scale transitions begin, they often gain momentum. Incentives can change, rebates can shrink or disappear, and new restrictions can appear with limited warning. Some provinces may introduce additional requirements beyond federal mandates, creating regional differences in vehicle availability or ownership costs. Imagine planning your next car purchase based on today's rules, only to find new standards introduced months later that alter pricing, eligibility, or resale demand. That kind of sudden shift is exactly what catches people off guard. The smartest move is to think several years ahead instead of reacting at the last minute. Follow transportation updates, monitor provincial announcements, and evaluate your vehicle plans with flexibility in mind. Whether you plan to switch to electric or stay with gasoline for now, staying informed gives you control. The 2026 law is not just a single event. It may be the beginning of faster changes that reshape driving in Canada. Do you think policies will stay steady or tighten even more after 2026? Subscribe with one click and share your prediction below. We put serious effort into bringing you these insights. As we've seen, Canada's 2026 vehicle regulations are not just a small policy tweak. They represent a major shift in how millions of people will buy, drive, insure, and maintain their cars. From stricter EV sales targets to rising gasoline vehicle costs, from charging infrastructure gaps to insurance adjustments, the ripple effects reach far beyond the dealership floor. This transition touches your daily commute, your household budget, your winter travel plans, and even your personal data privacy. And the most surprising part, many drivers still believe they have plenty of time before these changes truly affect them. The reality is that market shifts often happen gradually, and then suddenly. Inventory tightens, prices adjust, incentive change, repair systems get overwhelmed, resale values fluctuate. By the time the impact becomes obvious, the best opportunities to prepare may already be gone. That is why awareness today is more powerful than reaction tomorrow. Whether you plan to switch to electric soon or hold onto your gas vehicle for years, making informed decisions now can protect you financially and practically. Ultimately, this is not about fear, it is about preparation. The drivers who stay informed, compare total ownership costs, understand infrastructure in their area, and think long-term will be the ones who avoid being caught off guard. Change is coming, but surprise is optional. The question is simple: will you wait and react, or will you prepare and stay ahead? If you made it this far, tell us honestly, are you ready for 2026, or do you think this shift is happening too fast? We put serious effort into researching and producing these videos, so support the channel by subscribing. It is just one click. And watch our previous video to stay one step ahead.